And this is the astrological forecast for the sign of Leo for the whole of 2019. Firstly, let me say a big thank you to all those kind people out there who have helped me with your donations over this last year. Without people like you, I would not be able to do what I do now and give out all of this free stuff. Thank you. I hope it's been helpful. Now then, let's look first of all at the astrology and then we'll ascribe some meaning. Let's get the basics out of the way first of all. The Leo new moon in this coming year is going to be on the 1st of August at about 8 degrees of Leo, and it's a really healthy new moon. The Leo full moon, however, is going to be on the 21st of January 2019. This is at 0 degrees of Leo and it is a total eclipse of the moon. Now this is at the very start of Leo, and it does suggest that during the second half of January that all of you are going to be in a state where you're looking at a number of situations in your life and bringing things to both an end and a new beginning. The new moon is traditionally a time of new beginning. But when it's a total eclipse of the moon, it also symbolises an ending. So some things that have been going on for a long time need to be closed down now. Other things can begin once the old have closed. And this new moon eclipse on the 21st of January is a particularly auspicious time for closure and fresh starts. Later in the year, we deal with a Mercury retrograde in Leo. Mercury will move into Leo on the 27th of June of this coming year, but then it will stand still on the 7th of July and go retrograde back into Cancer, where it will then stay until it stands still and moves forwards and moves back into Leo again on the 11th of August. So Mercury is going to spend 2 times in Leo, from the 27th of June to the 7th of July, and then from the 11th to the 29th of August. Particularly the second time, from the 11th to the 29th of August, is an excellent time for negotiations, business deals and contracts. Venus will move into Leo for 3 weeks only, from the 28th of July through to the 21st of August. And Mars will move into Leo on the 1st of July. And then, am I right in saying that? 1st of July? Indeed I am. And then it will leave Leo on the 18th of August. So particularly the whole month of July and the first 2.5 weeks of August is an excellent time for getting things done. It is a time of being initiatory, making things happen. You'll be able to get a lot more physically done at that time than at almost any other time of the year. It's also a time where you're not going to be at your most subtle, tactful or diplomatic, so you're best off working on your own at that time. Now, when you look at the movements of the outer planets, it's remarkable how many of the outer planets are not actually affecting Leo over the coming 12 months. Pluto, for example, in Capricorn isn't touching you. Neither is Saturn, also in Capricorn. Now, to have a year where Saturn and Pluto aren't directly impacting on you has to be seen as a good thing. Neptune in Pisces is also not impacting on you at all. So instead, we have to look much more comprehensively at the planets Jupiter and Uranus. Now, Uranus begins the year at the end of Aries, a sign that you've got a great deal in common with. And those of you born at the very end of Leo, i.e. those of you born around the 21st, 22nd, 23rd of August, you're going to find that the first couple of months of this year are actually significant in terms of opportunities. You're going to find windows of opportunity, things that you've already started or begun in this last year are now going to suddenly start coming to fruition, and it is a good time to make positive changes if you're born at the end of Leo in the first couple of months of this year. But then Uranus moves into Taurus. It's going to particularly affect those of you born around the 23rd and the 24th and maybe the 25th of July in a significant way over March and April. And indeed, March and April may be quite bumpy and unpredictable for a number of you, but especially those of you born at the very start of Leo. After this, Uranus moves onwards into Taurus, and those of you born around the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, even 29th of July, the 26th to the 29th, you're going to find that this coming year from March, April onwards is going to be a year of significant change. Change can be disruptive, chaotic, dramatic, sudden and unpredictable, and it can pull the rug from underneath your feet. Change can also be stimulating, innovative, original, exciting and fun, with words like independence, freedom and liberty. It's up to you. But Leo is not seen as the most flexible of signs. So if you're one of those Leos born from, say, the 25th, 26th through to the 29th of July, please be aware that this coming year is going to push some of your boundaries. You will need to make changes. Because if you don't make changes, then changes will get made. And it's better to act than it is to react. However, it's not all bad. Jupiter is in Sagittarius much of the year. And Jupiter is going to be smiling on many of you. Those of you fortunate enough to be born from, say, the 7th of August onwards, you should all find that by the time you're into mid-January onwards, that this year does have options for professional and financial growth in a way that seems significant, particularly as Jupiter stands still and starts moving forward again around the end of the year, when Jupiter stops going retrograde, as we get more and more into, say, August and September. Then I suspect you're going to find that all of you, that there's opportunities there to get out there and make money. I would hope so. So it's not all bad. In fact, seeing as Saturn and Pluto aren't really touching you, it's not really that bad at all. A few of you, however, those of you born from the 25th to the 29th of July, are not going to have a conventional and orthodox year, and it depends on your flexibility and your willingness to allow change into your life as to how the year moves forward. It is hugely significant when Mars will be in your sign over the month of July and the first 2.5 weeks of August, and this is the time where you can make things happen. For all of you, it's going to be, with the exception of July and early August, it's going to be a relatively quiet year compared to many people, unless you happen to be born in July. So compared to many others, it's going to be a quieter year than normal. So as far as 2019 goes, Leo, have an enjoyable and hopefully prosperous year.